Coming up on Carolina Connection, we'll see what's new with the Humane Society of Charlotte. Then we take a look at the historic Brooklyn Collective in Uptown.
Hello, and thanks for joining us for Carolina Connection. I'm Miles Ferguson.
And I'm Taylor Robinson. Carolina Connection is a production of the Carolina School of Broadcasting in partnership with Cox Media.
We're here at Daniel Stowe Botanical Garden in the Orchid Conservatory. This glass house is home to orchids and tropical plants that can be seen year-round. It measures 8,000 square feet and is only one of its kind in the Carolinas.
Our first story is about the Humane Society of Charlotte. They've been in Charlotte since 1978 and are continuing to fight for animal welfare. Take a look.
The Humane Society of Charlotte has been a fixture in the Charlotte community for nearly 44 years, housing an average of 80 to 120 animals at any point in time.
The cats and dogs here at the Humane Society of Charlotte, when they're brought in, are going to go through a medical assessment and a behavioral assessment. So not only do we learn about their personality, because each dog and cat has their own unique personality, we're going to help them adjust to life in the shelter and therefore adjust to life more quickly when they're adopted out. So we want to make sure we're providing them with the absolute best care in the time they're here so that they can be adopted that much more quickly and start their life with their new family.
Volunteering is big at the Humane Society of Charlotte, welcoming volunteers as young as 17 years old.
We have everything from marketing volunteers to event volunteers, dog walkers, cat engagement specialists. Even if you want to volunteer in our surgical suite, if you're thinking about a career in medicine.
I tell you, it opens your heart in such a huge way.
It makes you feel really good that you hopefully are making a small difference in some way. So, look at this. If that doesn't say it all.
In March of 2020, COVID-19 struck America, leaving thousands of people at home and out of work. Due to the pandemic, the Humane Society of Charlotte had to make some changes, from the adoption process to the amount of volunteers and workers allowed into the shelter.
The most immediate effect was the fact that we really had to determine who had to essentially be here on site to take care of our animals and who needed to socially distance. Not only that, but we have changed from everybody welcoming coming into the shelter at any point in time, kind of a open appointment style, to adoptions by appointment only. And what that is really just to help minimize exposure, help minimize time here at the shelter, and make sure that the animals that are getting adopted are being adopted by families, and that we're keeping them safe and we're keeping our staff safe as well. We have asked our people that are interested in adopting to fill out an interest form on our website for the animal they're most interested in. Our staff member gets back to them within 72 hours, sets them up for an appointment to come in and meet the animal. If they're interested in more than one animal, they can let us know at that time, and we can definitely accommodate that.
The COVID-19 pandemic has not only impacted us human beings, but it can also impact animals.
In the early days of the pandemic, it was a really grave concern that perhaps animals, specifically companion animals, those that live with us, could contract COVID-19. And even more scary, could they then give it back to us? Animals, yes, they can test positive, but they don't seem to be a danger to humans. And so far, we have not seen any animals test positive at the Humane Society of Charlotte.
Even though COVID-19 has impacted the adoption process, the need to reduce the number of animals coming into the shelter is still there.
The number one way that you can reduce the population of animals in shelters is spay and neuter. We provide that here at the Humane Society of Charlotte with our spay and neuter clinic. It is a low-cost, high-quality, high-volume clinic. We do upwards of 10,000 surgeries a year, and the animals are cared for by top-notch surgeons. The number two way is to adopt from a shelter population. A rescue is always the number one place you should look when you're considering bringing an animal into your family.
While the Humane Society of Charlotte is constantly growing, a new animal resource center is currently being built and will be open in the early months of 2022.
It's going to effectively triple the size of our current facility so that we're able to not only take in more animals and serve more animals for the Charlotte community, but serve more people for the Charlotte community as well. We're going to be able to expand our services. We're going to have more physical room for people to be at the shelter, at the Animal Resource Center. They can come hang out in the new cat cafe. They can come do courses in our education court, hang out at the dog park. So many ways.
With the opening of the new building in 2022, the Humane Society of Charlotte hopes to bring in more families and more volunteers.
I would encourage anybody that has some free time and would like to volunteer. This is a fabulous place to volunteer. The folks that work here as well as the volunteers are just amazing.
To find out more about the adoption process or about volunteering, visit the Humane Society of Charlotte's website or send an email to info@humanesociety.org. Reporting for Carolina Connection, I'm Brittany Culver.
For more information on the Humane Society, go to humanesocietyofcharlotte.org.
Coming up, we'll check out an organization helping first-generation students prepare for college.